Hi, I'm Finn, and I want to show you how to get Aqua Voice and Cursor working together in the Dream setup. So Aqua lets you talk into any text box, contextually aware, but a big use case is Cursor. So there's a few things you want to check in your Aqua settings first. The first thing is that you want to make sure you're on the Avalon model that's available for your language, because it's specifically tuned for these kind of technical terms, coding use cases. The next thing is you want file tagging on. We just shipped this, but it automatically pulls stuff into your prompt. Great. And if you want, you can turn on deep context. This one's optional. It'll probably boost the accuracy, but you have to give Aqua more permissions. So that one's going to be up to you, case by case. Let's hop into Cursor. And this is actually a fairly large project that I've been working on. And let's just go ahead and see how it works out of the box. I was looking at auth controller TS and auth service TS and curious if the types match what's in auth TS. Wow, so look how it pulls in the file names there, and they're all very similar, like auth, 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 but that's actually exactly correct. So it's referencing the correct files there. That's very impressive. Everyone uses Aqua different ways, and everyone prompts different ways, whether they use very specific long prompts or they just kind of do something short, see what the model gives them back, and then replies. But because Aqua is so fast, you can chain your basically invocations together in a way that you might not consider. So I can just do stuff like this. I previously had type errors on the download route. I don't think Zod was validating it correctly. It might have been a Zod specific thing. Now, another thing that's pretty common is people will basically start a prompt and they don't actually know what they're going to say. They're going to kind of think and figure out what they're going to say as they talk. And this is great. Voice is, in some ways, the ideal method for this. But I'll just show you how I roll. I have a lot of hours logged in Aqua, and it might not be the best thing for you, but this is kind of how I roll in Cursor. So I'll just double tap and you'll see I'll go into streaming mode. Okay, so for the auth level authorized routes, I noticed download, home, and profile are working correctly, but settings and explore have type errors. Can you figure out if they're real type errors or if they will actually break in prod? Boom. Okay, so because I have deep context enabled, it did a great job pulling in the context and getting everything highlighted correctly. That won't always happen, to be honest. And if it doesn't, your prompt is almost always fine. And people will just let it rip. Great. Another thing you'll notice is I was doing the kind of hands-free shuffle where I double tap, it goes on, and then I'm kind of moving my cursor around. I'm checking out different files. I'm making adjustments, and then I paste to where the cursor ends up when I'm done talking. Very common, and just totally feel free to exploit that. Don't feel bad about moving the cursor around when Aqua's going. I think we're going to have one other video which will show some other workflows, but that's kind of the 0 to 1 on how to get a great voice to prompt to code setup in Cursor with Aqua Voice.